A deadly terrorist attack in Kashmir. A wave of missile strikes. Airspace shut down. Trade collapsed. This isn't 1999. It's happening now. In 2025, India and Pakistan, two nations with a shared history, deep grievances, and nuclear weapons, are once again at the brink. So what triggered this new crisis? What's really going on? And how close are we to another war in South Asia? Pahalgam, one of Kashmir's most beloved tourist spots. On the morning of April 22, 2025, Pahalgam attack was an attack on tourists by 5 armed terrorists near Pahalgam in the Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir, in which 26 civilians were killed. For India, this was not just an act of terror. It was the final straw. 15 days later, India launched Operation Sindoor, a coordinated military operation targeting 9 sites across Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Using missiles and precision-guided bombs, Indian fighter jets struck suspected terror infrastructure. Operation Sindoor was a high-precision military operation conducted by the Indian Armed Forces on May 7, 2025, in response to the terrorist attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, on April 22, 2025, which resulted in the deaths of 26 individuals. The operation targeted 9 terrorist camps associated with Pakistan-based groups such as Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Hizbul Mujahideen, located in both Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. In response to Operation Sindoor, Pakistan launched a series of drone and missile attacks targeting Indian military sites. However, India's integrated counter-unmanned aerial systems, CUAS, grid and air defense systems effectively neutralized over 600 incoming drones and missiles, preventing significant damage. The swift and coordinated defensive actions highlighted India's preparedness and capability to counter aerial threats. Operation Sindoor represents a pivotal moment in India's approach to countering cross-border terrorism. By executing precise strikes against terrorist infrastructure deep within Pakistan and Pak, India has demonstrated its resolve to protect its sovereignty and security interests. The operation also underscores the evolving nature of modern warfare, where technological advancements play a crucial role in both offensive and defensive strategies. In response, India took several punitive measures. India announced it would suspend the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty, a 1960 agreement brokered by the World Bank that governs the sharing of water from the Indus River system. The Indian government announced the suspension of the IWT with immediate effect, citing Pakistan's continued support for cross-border terrorism as a breach of the treaty's conditions. A formal notification was sent to Pakistan, detailing the suspension and its implications. The suspension means that India is no longer obligated to allow the bulk of the Indus system's water to flow into Pakistan, potentially enabling India to halt or divert the flow of approximately 39 billion cubic meters of water that currently sustains Pakistan's fields, cities, and power plants. India's decision to suspend the IWT is seen as a strategic move to exert pressure on Pakistan to cease its support for cross-border terrorism. By leveraging control over the Indus River system, India aims to compel Pakistan to address the underlying security concerns that have led to repeated conflicts between the two nations. As fears of escalation grew, India launched Operation Abhyas, a massive civil defense drill. From metro stations to schoolyards, millions practiced air raid drills, sheltering procedures, and crisis response. On May 10, a fragile ceasefire was brokered. The ceasefire following India's Operation Sindoor is a conditional and strategic pause, not a full de-escalation. Initiated by Pakistan, the ceasefire was agreed upon after intense military exchanges, including India's precision strikes on terrorist camps and Pakistan's retaliatory drone and artillery attacks. Despite the ceasefire, India remains vigilant, closely monitoring the situation along the line of control, LOC, and has granted emergency procurement powers to its military to bolster readiness. The ceasefire underscores India's firm stance against cross-border terrorism and its readiness to respond decisively to any future provocations. While the immediate threat has been mitigated, the underlying issues remain unresolved, and the path to lasting peace remains uncertain. Cross-border shelling continues. And the core issues, terrorism, Kashmir, and water, remain unresolved. India and Pakistan are bound by geography, history, and blood. But they are also divided by pain, mistrust, and fear. The current crisis is a reminder that peace is fragile. It takes years to build, and seconds to destroy. And as the world watches this decades-old rivalry reignite, the question isn't just, what is going on? It's, what comes next? Thanks for watching. If you found this documentary insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to understand what's at stake.